Good morning. Our team will be presenting Fundrise, which is a platform for real estate investing. Mason will act as a representative. Nico will act as representative 2. Myself as an investor, Richard as an investor 2, and Ryan as a financial advisor. Nico, Mason, I'm very interested in Fundrise. I did my own research and I know that they're available for small investors like myself, and I just want to invest and forget. And so I think something like a passive investment would be a good strategy for me, and I'm willing to go for the long haul. Can you tell me more about this? I have a few questions. Like, what is Fundrise? Who can use it? How should we invest in Fundrise? How does it work? Can you tell me more, Mason, Nico?
Hi, Michelle and Richard. Thanks for considering us. We are a digital platform geared towards investing affordably in real estate. What do we mean by that? Basically, you can open an account with us at a minimum of $500. Pour as much money in as you'd like and see if funds give rise to residential and commercial real estate projects across America. Dividends will be paid out to you on a quarterly basis. You can either use our app or check on our website, and Nico will show you how cool our website is later. Next slide. So what else does Fundrise have to offer? Well, you no longer need to go through a broker to invest in real estate. The funds you put into the account will automatically be redistributed according to your investment strategy. Furthermore, you will actually get to see what kind of real estate your money is going towards. Your account will give you lots of details on the real estate investment, and Nico will show you how she will show you that cool feature shortly. Also, another thing I'd like to mention is that our fees are very low. We charge 0.15% annual for advisory fees and less than 1% on asset management fees. With real estate, it is a given that you are in for a long term. So we do require that your account remain open for a minimum of 5 years. If you continue to add funds, you could expose yourself to new investment projects and earn higher returns. You should really consider us. We've got an A rating from the Better Business Bureau. Next slide. So you may have come across other digital platforms for real estate investments like CrowdStreet and YieldStreet. On this slide, I have drawn comparison. As you can see, we offer the lowest minimum to open an account and starting investment. Although our fees are slightly similar to CrowdStreet and YieldStreet, we think that we compensate in plenty other areas. Nico, how about you show Michelle and Richard our website?
Thanks for the introduction, Mason. So greetings, Michelle and Richard. I'd like to show you our website so you can get a sense of what it's like to invest with Fundrise. So here we go. All right, so here we are, front page. We offer a very simple interface and a library worth of resources for self-education, so you can feel comfortable about investing with us. We offer 3 different types of account packages: core, basic, core, and advanced. And then we have the premium level. That's kind of if you're more, you're more into the investing than most people. So. Of course, the money that you invest from the get-go, you're going to get more features and different types of exposure. However, the feature where you get to deposit money for automatic redistribution and investment, that applies across all levels. So, everybody's got an opportunity to make it big. So to get started, what you would do is, you would just click on this orange tab here. You're going to go through a quick questionnaire. That way you can determine which plan would be the best fit for you. That being said, once you complete that, what you can see once your account has been set up is a dashboard like this. So it's very simple and clean. You can see how your portfolio has been allocated here. And a large portion of this person's funds have been redirected into real estate investments that are going to offer a fixed income, because this person in particular wants a steady stream of cash flow and minimal risk. So you can also take a look at the exact types of investment that you're getting yourself into. So this person had just acquired interest in some apartment complexes in Austin, Texas. So if we open up the tile here, just give it a moment. You can see that, we go into some insight on why your money from your portfolio is funding this project, particularly. Again, all it really takes is, just adding funds to your account, and then the managers at our office, as well as our, innovative algorithms are going to do the rest for you. So we really hope that you consider, investing with us. We're definitely one of the fastest growing fintechs out there, and our accolades are just starting to pile up. So, if you're still interested, please feel free to revisit our website, and we hope that you'll come watch the Fundrise with us. So let me go ahead and get back to slides here. Go ahead.
Thanks, Nico. Wow, I'm almost confused. Michelle, let me call our financial advisor to get his thoughts on Fundrise. Hey, Ryan, are you there?
Hey, Richard. Yes, I'm here.
Awesome. So I do have some questions about Fundrise. They made a pretty good pitch, and a lot of what they said makes sense. But of course, I want to be careful with my investment. So I suppose my first question is, how can Fundrise make the cheap investing in real estate possible?
Richard, that's a question a lot of people tend to ask, especially since most investors are accustomed to the notion of having to invest through a REIT, where they end up paying high brokerage fees or even just going through a real estate broker to buy a duplex. There are tons of charges that accumulate on a buyer's financial statement that the buyer has to pay out before escrow closes. Fundrise developed an extensive network of real estate owners, investors, and developers who offer crowdfunding services. From there, Fundrise acquires assets, be it debt or equity, commercial or residential spaces, and basically funnel your money to these assets, acting as sort of an intermediary.
Got it. That makes sense, Ryan. As long as I don't have to pay high fees. But do I have to be an accredited investor?
No, you don't need to be an accredited investor. I think as long as you are a U.S. citizen that's at least 18 years old with a checking account, you should be good to go. It definitely opens up the playing field for more people to participate in.
That's good to know. What kind of projects do they invest in?
I read that they invest in real estate projects ranging from commercial to residential. There's a lot more emphasis placed on commercial spaces because those carry more value to investors as they generate higher streams and stable cash flow. Since those spaces are leased by businesses, I'm also led to believe that your exposure to real estate projects is relative to how much money you put into your account. For example, accounts with smaller in value may not see their money grow towards high-yield commercial real estate, but instead be limited to multifamily residential properties where tenants pay rent. It's definitely something you should consider.
Okay. Well, what about the return on investment? What's the average of the ROI for the last 5 to 10 years?
That all depends on where your money is being allocated in your portfolio, and that is determined by how much you put into it. As I said, you're more likely to get more exposure the more money you put into Fundrise, which should offer you better returns. Generally speaking, ROI should be around 8%, but again, it's not a guarantee.
Got it. What if I had to choose only between choosing of investing in Fundrise or an ETF or S&P 500? If I can only pick one, what do you think?
Well, Fundrise does a good job in these three areas: diversification, simplicity, and transparency. Your money is going to different kinds of real estate across the US, which reduces the risk of being solely invested in one property. Say, for example, you bought a triplex and the tenants aren't paying because of a moratorium, then you'd be screwed. With this, at least you can reduce that risk by having your money divvied out by Fundrise. You're subject to more volatility being invested in an ETF or the stock market. In terms of simplicity and transparency, you saw how their website looked. It's straightforward. They're very savvy to hone in on that communication aspect with their investors, and communication is definitely a key. I think that attributes a lot to their success.
Got it. That makes total sense. So one last question. What happens if I open an account with them and then the 5 years contract is up? Then what?
They lock you in for 5 years because investing in real estate is intended to be long term. Real estate doesn't have much liquidity. Part of the reason being that these properties appreciate constantly. They have you wait it out at least 5 years before you pull all the money out from your account. It's a good strategy on their part because by the 5th year, most people are going to be acclimated to having their Fundrise account operate in the background without much attention. So to answer your question, you'd have a choice to continue or liquidate your account. I would advise you to be invested beyond the 5 years so you can truly realize the potential returns that from lucrative real estate appreciations.
Wow, awesome. That's really keen of you, Ryan. Thank you. I'm in.
Right on, Richard. I know you and Michelle will make the right choice. There's one thing I wanted to show you before you leave. Here's a historical outlook of how Fundrise performance compared to the stock market and REITs last year when terror struck. You'll notice that the stock market and REITs move almost in unison. In contrast, Fundrise remained steady through the pandemic by thriving off of its product of stable growth and passive investment. The final recommendation to you is to keep your Fundrise investment for over 10 years. Yes, I said 10. You're going to have to you're going to have a lot more cash on hand by being patient and letting your account rise in value. Mark your calendars and take care.
Thank you.
Bunga dudes.